Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Threads. You know, like I have to tell you that because you're probably poring over your latest thread right now.
Aren't you?
Yeah, I've got it on my computer. Yeah. So, I know how valuable that is. I know where you're spending your time, and we appreciate you sharing some of it away from threads, right here.
I'll say this. You alone carry threads.
I alone?
Is the only reason why Threads still alive is because of your mentioning it every morning.
No way. No way. It is so incredibly popular and hot right now. I mean, people just flock to that app.
They claim they have all these numbers.
Do they really?
Yeah, they claim they have all these numbers.
Pat Gray, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, for real. They claim that they've got all these numbers, but I think that's just because, like me, I have it.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot my login, so I still have the app and everything, but I never go to it. And it shows up on my Instagram feed.
Mm-hmm.
It'll show up where somebody will post something on Threads, and to read the story, I have to go to Threads. And so then I remember, I don't have my password. Oh, well, and I scroll on.
Yeah. No, I mean, the only reason anybody has Threads was because they made it difficult
originally
to avoid it with Instagram.
Right.
That's the only reason it exists. All right. Let me first tell you about Tri-Tails beef because it is A, really delicious, and B, it's really affordable. It's juicy, delicious steak. And third, it comes from Macau right here in Texas.
There you go. And when you wake up in the morning and you think to yourself, man, I need a steak, you'll have it.
You'll have it. That's exactly right. And it was raised right here in Texas. So if you want to buy beef from a family-owned fifth-generation ranch like I enjoy doing, look no further than Tri-Tails Beef. You can bring premium Texas beef right to your table because these are top-tier cuts of meat, hand-packed and delivered directly to you. I'm talking USDA prime and choice beef with high-end Black Angus genetics that ensure that every single bite's going to be absolutely delicious. There's no grass-fed gimmicks, just premium, flavorful beef that's been raised the right way and balanced for tenderness and marbling. So that means these cattle are pasture-raised, they're grain-finished by Texans who care about the quality of their product. So, if you love steak like I do, there's no better place to go than trybeef.com/Pat Gray. Trybeef.com/Pat Gray. And right now, you'll get free steak tips on orders over $249.99. That's trybeef.com/Pat Gray for free beef, free steak tips on orders over $249.99.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
So today's the big day. All the tariffs are in place. I think everything's in place now, right? So this is the real Liberation Day.
Liberation Day, yeah, the real Liberation Day.
Right. You feel liberated?
The other one was fake. Yes.
Me too. So that feeling will continue for a while.
Good, because I like it.
Went into effect at 12:01 this morning. And so there's going to be a lot of weeping, wailing, and gnashing of teeth, of course. And there already has been from other nations. And so first, there was the 10% flat tariff on all trading partners put into effect over the weekend. And then the tailored rates for all the nations, 86 individual countries, went into effect at 12:01. So it's on friends and foes alike. Upended years of global trade relationships and prompted rare voices of dissent from some Republicans concerned about risks of inflation, recession, executive overreach, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not sure how to feel about it. I'm hopeful that he's right.
We need to get it worked out.
We do.
It's a little concerning to me, though, that he did actually mention pharmaceuticals yesterday, and I don't like it.
Yeah, you don't like that.
I don't like it. I don't like it. We need to get
Jeffy's
things
not on
worked
board
out.
with his pharmaceuticals
We need
going
to get
up.
that worked out to make that happen.
So the guy in the corner is going to raise his prices? Is what
Yeah,
you're
it's going to
telling me?
Yeah.
affect everyone, Chris.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that. Everyone.
Even the guy on the corner.
Yes.
Yeah. And the guy under the viaduct.
Correct.
Yes, thank you.
Everyone. I don't like it.
What a surprise.
Oh, well.
That shocks me, Jeffy. Trump said, I really think we're helped a lot by the tariff situation that's going on, which is a good situation, not a bad one. It's going to be legendary. You watch. Legendary in a positive way. So in total, he lifted the effective U.S. tariff rate to 25%, up from 2.5% last year, including a 20% rate for the EU, 27% for India, 24% for Japan, 26% South Korea, 32% for Taiwan, and 46% for Vietnam. Now, they've already said, how about if we lower our rate to 0?
Yeah, well, he mentioned yesterday, he was speaking at some dinner, that countries are coming to him groveling.
Yes. Yeah, at
This is
least.
bigger than any deal. You guys, some of you work for companies. Your companies are peanuts. I don't care how big they are. Compared, this is the largest transaction in the history of our country. And don't let some of these politicians go around saying, because I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything. I'll do anything, sir. And then I'll see some rebel Republican, some guy that wants to grandstand, say, I think that Congress should take over negotiations. Let me tell you, you don't negotiate like I negotiate. Congress takes over negotiating. Sell America fast because you're going to go busted. You don't. I just saw it today. A couple of your congressmen said, I think we should get involved in the negotiation of the tariffs. Oh, that's what I need. I need some guy telling me how to negotiate.
That's our president.
He's pretty confident.
That's our president.
That's our
That's our
president.
president.
Indeed it is.
That's awesome.
Yesterday, they said 70 nations were trying to come to the table and renegotiate. I don't know. It's probably even higher. It's probably all 86 now. He said virtually all of them want to. And yeah, of course they do. Of course they do. Except for
China.
Except for China. China's effective rate actually skyrocketed. This is their effective rate, 104%. Good luck at Walmart in the very near future.
I know.
Shoo.
Well, I know. Well, I put this in the Fat Five today, but they're worried about Temu as well. You know, if you're worried about your Temu addiction, you may soon be over it because they had that loophole. The Shein and Temu had that loophole where they could. They had the exemption, the de minimis exemption, that allowed goods worth less than $800 to enter the U.S. tariff-free, as long as it was shipped directly to the consumer. No, that's over.
Gone.
So that directly affects the perk with shipments from China and Hong Kong, and that I think starts May 2nd. So you still have a little bit of time, and those packages will be subject to a duty rate of either 30% of their value or $25 an item, which then increases to $50 an item after June 1st. So
Get your
Temu
Temu purchase right now.
I love Chinese people too, but come on.
Right.
I mean,
So even Rahm Emanuel, though, you remember him
Yeah, I
from the Clinton days? He says you can't get tariffs high enough on China because they steal and they spy.
Yeah, we know that.
And that's true.
We know
mean,
that.
yeah, they do. But they also love basketball. So don't ask the NBA or any NBA star to ever say a negative word about them.
Not going to happen.
That's never going to
That
happen.
gets shut down.
They want that Chinese market so badly, and they've been going after it for years, and that's why they bend over backwards for China all the time.
And look, all those companies, and I say all of them, many of those companies have said, the way that they do business and the way that they have Chinese regulations and the way they want to know everything about our business, we know they're stealing from us, but the labor costs outweigh what they care about.
No, they shouldn't.
I know that, but they do.
Where do you think they got all the, what is their AI called? Deep Seek? I think Deep Seek.
Yeah.
They got that from us. They stole the AI technology from us.
No, they developed it on the cheap. On the cheap.
They stole it.
It only cost them a couple million.
It was so cheap because they stole it from us. That's how they did it so cheaply. It's pathetic. Now they're considering a ban on American movies to retaliate, too. Officials in China,
which is a big market for Hollywood, too.
Second largest film market worldwide after us, are contemplating reducing or banning the import of U.S. films, as well as increasing tariffs on U.S. agricultural goods and U.S. services. Two prominent blogs, one of them run by senior editor Li Hong of the state-controlled Xinhua news agency, posted identical sets of potential measures online. How'd that happen? I wonder if they couldn't have been directed by the government to do that, could they? That wouldn't happen.
No.
I'm sure. So if that materializes, it could be a problem for Hollywood. And they're going to be screaming about this now because when it affects them directly, now they're concerned.
Right. Well,
and this will affect them directly.
Good content, and they'll have to, present it to the United States.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Pretty simple.
So, I mean, the Minecraft movie apparently kicked off in China in first place last weekend and made $14.5 million in ticket sales there. That represented about 10% of the international earnings. So it's probably about 10% of what they get from the rest of the world. I don't know. Is that going to crush them? They'll certainly scream and yell about it.
Yeah, for sure.
The biggest U.S. movie release in China for 2024 was Godzilla vs. Kong, The New Empire, with $132 million box office total.
That was a fun movie.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It was fun.
I was pleasantly surprised. So cutting the entertainment umbilical cord between China and the U.S. would breathe life back into the traditional American movies, putting more dollars into our own economy and keeping it in our own economy. So in some ways, it'd be really good for America. But, Hollywood doesn't care about that. They
Not even
don't
close.
care about
Not even
that.
Close.
Chinese authorities mull over their response to Trump's 54% tariffs on all Chinese goods. Americans are gearing up for what may prove a very welcome change and refreshingly defining moment in the American entertainment industry. That's a great way to look at it.
Yes, it is.
I hope that comes to pass. That'd be great. I mean, China is probably the loudest and the most obnoxious of all nations over this thing. And they've been screwing us the worst.
Right.
As we just said, not only do they assess these tariffs on American products, so you can sell virtually nothing in China that's made in America. They sell almost nothing there.
Right.
And then they steal and they spy on us.
Right.
That's a pretty bad combination. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Really?
It's suboptimal, I would say. Yeah. Definitely suboptimal. So
for us.
Yeah, for us. It's great for them.
Yeah.
And of course, they don't want that gravy train to end.
That's for sure.
So it's going to be, we're going to hear a lot of nonsense, and they act as if we started it. Every nation on earth is acting like, oh, how dare you?
And it'll be interesting to see who speaks up for China in this country, because they've dumped a lot of money.
It's going to be the
into
NBA.
This country.
Watch the NBA stars go to bat for them. So it'll be at least them.
And I would be not surprised with the politicians.
Eric Swalwell.
When they start yapping about China, just remember where that bank account came from.
Yep. Yes,
paying
indeed.
for that house he's living in.
Who was it that Bob Menendez? Oh, it was Egypt, right? So that wasn't China. So he's fine. Plus, he's in prison now, so he probably won't be speaking up about much of anything for a little while.
He had a couple of. You can't even keep gold bars in your closet
Right?
anymore.
Yeah.
Really, Zach. It's really frustrating,
It's
to be
just
honest
not
with you.
right.
It isn't. I mean, you joke around, but it isn't.
It's gotten to the point where you start getting gold bars from other nations
put 'em in your
to do a
closet.
couple of favors, and you stick them in the closet because where else are you going to put them? And then all of a sudden, people are upset with you.
Oh, he's got gold bars in his closet. Okay.
Excuse me, okay? Since when did gold bars become
That guy.
illegal in this country?
And then he tries
So
to throw
great.
his wife, who's got cancer,
I
under the
know.
bus. What a tremendous douche.
Yep, that about sums it up. All right, got some good news, though. The Easter basket at Kexi Cookies is available. And this stuff is fantastic. I would show you the really delicious orange chocolate brownie, but I ate it yesterday. So it's no longer in the box. Do you have it in yours?
I think I still have it.
Because, man, they are fantastic. I couldn't stop eating it. Yes, I have diabetes. Yes, it's not good for me. And yes, I did it anyway because I couldn't stop. That's just how
I will say
delicious
that,
it is.
I took a picture, and we can zoom in from this camera. I'll hold my phone up. You don't have to worry about this picture showing up on camera.
okay.
But Pat said, "Hey, do you
What a
want the
view.
rest of this?" And I said, "Yeah, sure do." And I went over there to look at it, and there's like a crumb. So
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
But I
Thank
didn't
you.
eat it all. I
You
mean,
did
look, I
not eat
left
it
you
all.
some. You could have had it.
You did not eat it all.
So the Easter box sells out really fast. It may be gone by today. I don't know. But there's the orange chocolate brownie is only available in the Easter box. And once that's gone, so the brownie will be too. So we've already sold a buttload of them. And you need to get on that really quickly at Kexi.com if you want to get one for you or somebody you love. You can order by the 13th to ensure delivery by Easter itself. Also, April is our big promotions month. Every week we have a new promotion during this month. And this week, all customers get free UPS ground shipping on orders that are $99 or more. One of our customers just said, and they wanted to remain anonymous, they just went by Nags Doc. Anyway, Nags Doc said, "It's a good thing I don't gain as much weight eating these outstanding cookies as the dang box weighs. These cookies are big, perfectly textured, soft but not overly so, and are wonderfully moist and don't crumble in your hand." Get it? They don't crumble. Get it? They're sweet, but not so much that you go into a coma after eating one. Simply put, if you're feeling down or just feel like a delicious and satisfying cookie, or better yet, enjoy food so much you want to have an actual party in your mouth, Kexi cookies are pure pleasure. You don't have to take my word or Nags Doc's word for it. You can try them for yourself. Go to Kexi.com, Kexi, Kexi.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
I will say, if the Easter box sells out, you can reach out to me at chewingthefat@theblaze.com. I have one I'm willing to part with.
For a price, or
yeah,
you're just going to send that for free?
Well, no, it's not going to. There's nothing in life free, Pat.
Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth?
Since you guys brought up Bob Menendez, he was a no-show for the start of his wife's trial.
Well, he's in prison, isn't
Is
he?
he in jail?
No, listen.
All right.
Listen, there's more. The judge delayed his prison, going into the prison so he can
because of this trial.
assist
Yeah.
the wife.
Oh,
and
wow.
he didn't
Right.
show up to the trial.
Oh, my gosh.
Just put.
What
him
was
in
it? You
jail.
called him an incredible douche?
Incredible douche.
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah,
man.
that's pretty. That's
He
pretty
throws the
appropriate.
wife under the bus. He says, "Your Honor, I gotta help my cancerous wife."
Right.
And then he doesn't show up on Monday.
Amazing.
So, is he do? Oh, I gotta find out if we know where he is, or did he leave the country?
Yeah, did he? That's a good question. Does it say where he went? Where he is? Why he wasn't there? None of that. Interesting. Wow.
That is. I mean, he may be living in Egypt.
He might be. He might be. Huh. All right. The tariff situation. Arthur Laffer and Stephen Moore wrote a Wall Street Journal opinion piece on it. And they said, with markets still roiling from the steep tariffs President Trump announced last week, the White House needs a smart and urgent exit strategy to restore confidence. President Trump must make sure that the short-term pain of last week's $7 trillion of wealth liquidation doesn't persist. Oof. I mean, I knew it was a lot. I knew it was in the trillions. $7 trillion of wealth lost last week.
Yeah, I was looking the list of all the billionaires. I think your man, Warren Buffett.
My man.
Warren.
He's not even my boy. Warren, fat piece of crap Buffett.
Was the only one that made money out of the top billionaires.
Did he make money? Well, jeez, that's incredible, isn't it? Well, he's the Oracle of Wall Street. So the Oracle of Omaha. What are you going to do? He's an oracle. Right. He can't be beat in the stock market. So Laffer and Moore say it's time to bring on the promised long-term gain from his trade policies. Here's how to do just that. In 2018, at the Group of Seven meeting in Quebec, Trump made a remarkable free trade proposition to world leaders. The U.S. would lower its tariffs to zero if their nations would do the same. His exact words were, no tariffs, no barriers. That's the way it should be. And no subsidies. I even said no tariffs. Ultimately, that's what you want, right? You want tariff-free, no barriers, and you want no subsidies. So it would just be going back to what he offered in 2018, according to Laffer and Moore. Larry Kudlow, who headed Trump's National Economic Council at the time, recalls that this was a jaw-dropping incident. European and Asian leaders sprinted for the exits. Among other things, it exposed the trade policy hypocrisy in Brussels and Beijing. If you listen to the self-righteous indignation today from leaders in those capitals, you'd think they were Adam Smith reincarnated. But Trump is right that their tariffs are higher than ours. Yeah.
Hello.
So they're suggesting we use this exit strategy of, okay, just make that offer to everybody and we move on with our lives.
But Trump wants to get a little.
Yeah, he does.
A little some of it back.
Yeah.
That's the deal. Yeah, the whole 0-0 thing is fine. But we're going to need a little extra.
But, yeah, you also need to forgive our trade debt right now.
A little extra. You've been screwing us for way too long.
Yeah. So let's just forget about that $300 billion deficit we have with you. How about that? I don't know. I'd like to see it end. I really would. I think it'd be great if he got a deal that was no tariffs, no barriers, no restrictions. Take that deal and let's go. And let's worry about the deficit after that. Because I don't think you're going to get a better deal than that. But I'm not him. I'm not the negotiator. He is. So we'll see. It's just already supposedly we were just talking yesterday, weren't we, about the oil prices going down? There's another story about how they've gone down again. Well, at the pump I just used, it was up.
They're going up.
Yeah, it was almost
here in Texas.
It's almost $3 a gallon.
Yeah,
in Texas, we were down to $2.39.
Yeah,
it was $2.97 this morning. I just paid.
I mean some of those stations have been fluctuating the last month and a half. It goes from like $2.40, then you're back to $2.65. Right, and then you're back to $2.42, and then you're $2.69. It is almost
crazy.
$3 now.
It's all over the place.
I just want to be clear, that's unacceptable. I don't even like the $2.40, but $2.98 is unacceptable.
Now, I'd be somewhat happy with $2 a gallon, but that's probably not going to happen. Actually, $1.50. $1.50 a gallon. That's where I'm perfectly fine
with that.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's do $1.50.
That's much better than $2.90.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
Yep. I don't know if we'll ever see that again. But
I don't know either.
Remember those days?
I do.
Oh,
actually.
Man.
I remember doing a bit making gas 97 cents a gallon because I was working at 970 WFLA. And we got a big thing for the morning show for people to show up for 97 cents a gallon. That's when it had broke like 125 or something like that a gallon, and people were pissed.
And we thought we were being abused then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez. Of course, $1.25 a gallon was pretty high then. What was that? Late 90s, early 2000s?
I don't remember. I don't remember the price that it had broken, but bringing it down to 97 cents a gallon was a big deal.
Yeah. I bet there was a lineup of cars
yes, there was.
around the block.
It was a huge morning show event. Yeah.
Yeah.
And your national gas price for the regular is $3.23. Yes, $3.23.
Oh.
Wow.
All right.
And then
Is that up or
premium,
down?
For that is down 1 cent from yesterday's average.
So what the heck is happening here? Let's go.
I don't know.
Yeah. What?
From a month ago, it's up 20 cents, and from a year ago, it's down 40 cents.
Huh. So, yeah, it's all over the map right now.
Weird.
Kind of strange, yeah.
Very.
Kind of strange. All right, we were talking about Trump's deals with the other countries and his discussion. He also talked last night. Was this last night's deal about Jasmine Crockett? Maybe we should play Jasmine first.
Yes, please.
Yes. So Jasmine
she is, and again,
a treat. She's a delight.
There you go. That's what I'm thinking.
She is an absolute delight. I'm sure that's what was on the tip of your tongue.
It was.
Here's Jasmine Crockett on the cost of Trump golfing.
In fact, we could probably go a little bit further and fire this incompetent administration. But if we are going to talk about efficiency and worry about some solar paneled whatevers, let's talk about the fact that as of March 30th, Trump's golfing has cost us approximately $26 million. And the last time I checked, we're not getting anything in return for that. So I will get back on my remarks, but I just wanted to point out that maybe we need to talk about the president and his golfing habits. In fact, he decided that he was going to golf as the markets were tanking. He decided he was going to golf instead of receiving 4 heroes who died serving this country. He has decided that he wanted to play games while the rest of us are really trying to make sure that we can serve the American people.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow, I don't know where she got her numbers. I don't know.
It cost us $26 million because he went golfing.
Already?
What are you talking about?
She may be talking about the entire cost of Secret Service at Mar-a-Lago or whatever at his events. The whole thing. I don't know, but he's actually been doing business on the golf course. So, I mean, he is doing White House business from time to time on the golf course while golfing. And I'm not positive about the 4 soldiers. If those are I don't know if they came home or not. Those are the 4 soldiers we lost in Europe.
Lithuania.
The training, while they were rescuing some people, it was a training exercise. They got...
they went into a bog of some kind.
Yeah, really sad. But I don't know that I don't know that that's true.
Yeah, I don't either. I can't imagine that he was golfing when they came in. That doesn't
sound like him.
Doesn't sound like him at all. No. But here's what he said about Jasmine Crockett.
They have lost their confidence. They've gone crazy. They've gone crazy. How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her? Is that real? Are they serious about that? That's their new star? If that's their new star, they're in serious trouble. I mean, this is Crockett. Oh man. But we have we've done a job, but they've totally lost their confidence, and it's a hard thing when you lose your confidence. But they've taken a lot of beatings, and now they're going to rely on Crockett.
Oh man,
that's just going to ignite her even more. Sadly,
yeah. I'm not sure it helps to pay attention to her. She seems to thrive.
Yes,
on
we
the
talked
attention.
about that yesterday. And that's absolutely true. Yes,
she
it is.
Loves it.
I mean, she has become, I don't know, agonizing. Really, it's just I end up watching the clip and then I'm just completely agonized at the end. I don't even know why I watch it anymore.
Yeah, she's hard to take, but she's going to keep doing it as long as we keep playing her stuff.
Right. If he's going to bring it up and put her in the crosshairs, that brings her right back to the table, man.
Yep. He's right, though. If she's the one, if she's going to be the face of the Democrat Party, wow.
Yeah, I mean, if you
they got a problem.
If you want the Republicans and the MAGA people to continue to win,
yeah,
let her be the face.
Keep putting her forward.
Yes.
888-900-3393. We'll check out a Fat Five with Jeffy coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets here. A fat lump of goo tweets, want to watch China freak out? Ban their student visas. What a brilliant idea.
No doubt about that.
Hit them where they live. Yeah, don't allow
You don't
their
have to come?
spies to come here and spy and sponge off our best universities and then wind up in our best corporations where they spy some more. Yeah, cut that whole thing off. That would freak them out.
Do not come.
That would be great.
Do not come.
Jeff Gibson tweets, how are the tariffs affecting PackRayShop.com? Have the Chinese sales taken a big dip? Should we start a Give, Send, Go account? Signed, Concerned Pat Head. I don't know. At one point, they were made here, right?
They were.
In America. I don't know if
I just looked on the website, and it doesn't say whether they were, where it's made, but... they're made in America. Damn it.
Yes.
Every thread.
Right.
Every thread comes from an American-made sheep.
Jeffy and I picked the cotton ourselves.
What?
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're out
Can
there
I come
in
on one of
the
those
fields.
Because I've never done that.
You don't want it. You don't want none of that.
Yeah,
but
I don't think you do.
Yeah, okay. If you think you're ready,
you do.
I think I am.
bring some gloves.
Okay.
Gloves. It hurts. Bring some
does.
gloves. Yeah. Hee Haw the Viking tweets, if the only positive that comes from this trade war is that I can get a pair of tennis shoes that doesn't fall apart in 6 months, then it's totally worth it.
Where are you buying your shoes, bro?
Temu.
And Critical Pathology, Pat, yeah, Bob Menendez is okay. He only sold out to Egypt. It's been centuries since that whole Red Sea incident with Moses. Yeah, it has. It's been a while. It's more like millennia since that happened. So, yeah, they're fine. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
All right, let's check in with Chewing the Fat and
awesome.
our Jeffy segment. Do we have the... Yeah, we did.
It's Wednesday is here, so you know what that means. Like the moon to the sun, he will block out your screens. He was no gay god on the Isle of Spice. He saved the West. So better thank him twice when you're in it. You're in it. You can quote him on that. Jeffy, we're chewing the fat.
Yep.
So
he
sad.
even got in a reference to the Island of Spice.
Yes, he did.
You gotta love it.
Good. That's excellent.
He's a veteran, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Easy, gate guard. Calm down. This better not be coming to a restaurant near you or me soon. I'll tell you that. A restaurant in Thailand is being accused of fat shaming after offering diners discounts if they can fit their bodies through spaces of varying widths. As you see in this picture, if you can get through a certain amount, you get 20% off, 15% off, 10% off. The Chiang Mai Restaurant World Cafe in Chiang Mai that serves a smorgasbord of international breakfast foods all day thinks they're funny. Yeah, it's not funny. Yeah, not funny at all.
I think it kind of is.
Yeah,
Let me eat! I thought it was kind of funny.
It's not funny at all.
So you're saying you don't fit in those discounts?
So I'm saying it's not funny. I don't like the fat shaming. There's no way you're getting through any of those. Stop it.
I saw the 30%, man. That is pretty skinny.
Yeah.
I think my 3L can get through that.
I love the full pay. Sorry. Funny. This is coming to a workplace near you soon, if it's not already. As Shopify CEO Tobias Alutke tells his team to consider AI before adding new hires. He recently sent out an internal memo that said, before asking for any more headcount and resources, you're going to need to demonstrate that they cannot get, you can't get what you want done using AI. So using the tech should be a fundamental expectation to boost productivity in the daily work. I mean, they've already slimmed down the workforce to about a little over 8,000 employees at the end of last year, and that was after they had cut 200 people last year. They cut 20% in 2023, and then you go back to 2022 and they cut 14%. So, I mean, he's busy slimming down for the past 3 or 4 years. So if you can't prove to me that the employee can do what AI can do, you're not getting it. Okay, that's not. No worries. Now, a little scary, but I guess they can work in the factories that Trump is going to build, right? Mm-hmm. So if you lose your work at Shopify, you can go to work at the factories. One guy that doesn't have to work at a factory, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Congratulations. He just signed a 14-year deal with the Toronto Blue Jays for $500 million, the third largest contract in MLB history. He is 14 years, $500 million contract extension, pending a physical. I'm not sure why we have to physical. I mean, he's playing for them right now. I'm not sure why we need that physical. No deferral keeps the hometown store boy home in Toronto for the rest of his career. He went. Maybe they needed physical though, because I was looking at the screenshot from ESPN that gave it the details of Guerrero. Says that he is 6 foot. And then in this story, when they're writing about it, says he's 6'2". So nobody knows how tall he is.
Oh.
So maybe that's why he needs the physical.
Okay,
nobody knows how tall he is. I mean, it's a good contract. I mean, Juan Soto got the 15-year, $765 million deal with the Mets, and Ohtani got the 10-year, $700 million deal with the Dodgers. So, I mean, what, $500 million? That's what, $35 million a year?
So if we put the 18-minute together along with the 7-minute together, you got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes of ads, you got 30 minutes.
And that's what Vladimir's making for the Toronto Blue Jays. Good luck for the next 15 years. As long as we're talking a little sports and money, a California judge held a hearing Monday on the final approval of the $2.8 billion settlement between the NCAA and major collegiate conferences that's going to reshape college sports. It's going to include schools to share up to $20.5 million per year among their athletes.
That's only for the Power 4 conferences. Power 4, Power 5 in basketball.
The
others can opt in.
Correct.
Right, but they don't have to.
Correct. And they say colleges would have the $20.5 million annual salary cap with which to pay athletes directly, rising to $30 million over a decade. It automatically applies to the Power 5. And then the others opting in. The NCAA would impose roster limits, potentially cutting thousands of players.
They've already done that.
Many of whom have already been told, your jobs are gone. A third-party clearinghouse run by Deloitte is going to oversee every NIL deal worth more than $600 to make sure the students are not being paid more than they're permitted. Printed?
It's weird because on NIL,
I thought that was unlimited.
Unlimited, I think. But they maybe they're paying attention to what the schools are paying instead of the NIL. I don't know. That was weirdly worded, but I think it applies to the schools.
I kind of like this. The NCAA and schools would also split $2.75 billion in back pay to D1 athletes who played before NIL deals became kosher. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah,
I've got someone that would like a piece of that pie.
I don't know how far back this goes.
It's going to go back that far. I'll tell you that. I'm going to be pissed if it doesn't.
Would your son play for 18 years or something in college?
Absolutely. He needs a cut of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There were a lot of there were people there in the courtroom. Olivia Dunn and current other former college athletes just bashing the settlement.
It wasn't enough or something. She said they're not getting enough.
Damages undervalued them and calling roster limits cruel. Okay. And
she's making. I've read 7.5 or 8 million a year. I think you're doing okay there, Livy.
I
think you're doing okay.
You're worth what you get paid, though. So
yes, I guess so.
I know. They're worried about the antitrust and Title IX violations. I don't know if
it's a mess.
Yeah,
it's a mess.
I don't even know if we care.
it's just a professional league now.
Yeah, and nobody talks about the education.
Right. That means that's meaningless now.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah, it is. It is. Because it's just become all about the money.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. It's a
It
shame.
is. It
Because that's
really
what
is.
separated college sports from
Right.
professional sports.
Right.
They were there for different reasons, you know? And it just felt different. And now
we're going to miss. You're
now it's
missing
not.
all the players that were there for that reason.
Yeah.
You know, I'm playing football. I love football. But I'm here to get an education, so I want to play for my team.
Right.
And
Right.
do this. And the other big time stars that were, hopefully we'll get some back pay out of that. Were there, got the education, and wanted to succeed in football. It's really bad.
Yeah,
really bad. Be sure to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, available wherever you listen to your podcast. Chewing the Fat. If you can, rate and review Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher.
Also, I got something that you really need to hear about right now. It is Frontier Magazine. It's bold, it's real, cuts through the mainstream noise. Frontier Magazine by Blaze Media, and it's back with issue number 2. So if you missed the first one, hate to say it, but you missed out on something really big. This isn't just some run-of-the-mill magazine. Frontier is a patriotic movement. It's about truth, it's about legacy, and it's about stories that matter. And in issue 2, we've taken things to a whole new level. Issue 2 is bigger, it's bolder, and it's packed with the deep dive investigative journalism, exclusive interviews that you love, and unapologetic storytelling that Blaze Media is known for. Frontier is a movement, and it's a call to action for people who refuse to let history, values, and hard truths be rewritten or ignored. But here's the deal. You can't buy Frontier anywhere, not in stores and not online. The only way to get it is through Blaze Unlimited. And let me tell you, Blaze Unlimited is so much more than just a way to get Frontier. You also get early access to exclusive events and VIP opportunities. You get dedicated customer support and VIP treatment, exclusive members-only content, and a premium experience for those who demand more. This is how you get plugged in. This is how you go deeper. This is how you stand with us. Go to blazeunlimited.com/Pat. Right now, lock in your subscription before we sell out. Again, if you lock in your subscription right now, today, you'll also get issue 1 of Frontier in full high-resolution digital. So this isn't just about reading Frontier. It's about living it. So don't wait. Get in on this right now before it's too late. Go to blazeunlimited.com/Pat.
And now, Pat Gray returns.
We'll continue on with a little Chewing the Fat here this morning on Pat Gray Unleashed. Congratulations. Landmine hunting rat in Cambodia has set a new world record by sniffing out more than 100 mines and pieces of unexploded ordnance. Ronan.
This is by a rat?
Yeah, that's correct. Ronan, the giant African pouched rat, has tracked down 109 landmines and 15
Weird.
other potentially deadly war remnants since his deployment.
How do you train a rat to do
August
that?
of 2021. Well, maybe you could become a part of the Anti-Personnel Landmines Detection Product Development Charity and learn how to do it.
Okay.
Because they train rats and they train dogs to smell out tuberculosis. That's what they do.
All right.
Called hero rats and hero dogs for this APOPO, the Anti-Personnel Landmines Detection
So the dogs
Product Development.
can smell tuberculosis.
That's what they say. And rats, like Ronan, 5-year-old Ronan, can smell out mines. And
How many
bombs.
rats have they lost? I wonder in this particular effort.
18.
18
of them.
18
Yeah,
rats.
18
Okay.
rats.
But
have
nobody
died.
cares, right? Because they're
No,
they
do.
rats.
They do.
They're rats.
They
The
care.
rats care.
Now we talked about the other one, the other hero, the rat that held the other record, Magua. He died back in 2021. I remember
We
talking
lost him.
about when
We
he
lost
died.
him.
Yeah.
Did he blow
had-
up?
I don't remember.
You don't?
I don't
Okay.
remember what the cause of death was. I don't think so. It might have been. It might have been the vax.
You know,
I don't know.
had what was his name?
Well, Ronan is the new
Ronan.
champion.
Oh, Ronan's a new one. Magua. You know he had blue eyes, right? One blue this way, one blue that way.
Yes, hello. Hello,
It was supposed to be.
Yeah, Magua.
Yeah, that's what that was supposed to be.
I guess it's Magawa, right? M-A-G-A.
Yeah, Magawa.
Magawa, yeah. So anyway, Ronan has the Guinness World Record now for the most landmines detected by a rat. It's pretty specific.
Okay. Yeah, that
Guinness
is.
World Record.
Yeah, it kind of is.
But you don't have one, Fisher, so calm down.
I do not have a Guinness World Record, and it's very disheartening because I want one bad. Cambodia,
You should
though,
try for the
remains-
landmine thing.
I
You
think so, too.
should try for that record. You really,
they
I think you
let
should try to
rats do
sniff
that,
out
though.
Yes.
landmines is what you should do.
Oh, you only got to do 100.
That's not bad.
You can
Come on,
sniff
how
out
long could that
100.
take? I'd say you
take
go to
that
Thailand
long.
right now
Yes.
and start sniffing
It's
out
Cambodia.
landmines.
Yes.
Cambodia.
You want to go someplace
okay.
where you're going to find them.
Yeah, that's probably true. So yeah, go to Cambodia, sniff out landmines.
Because
I heard
Cambodia
Afghanistan has
remains
that
littered with
landmines.
mines, according to these people.
Who
After
planted them?
decades of war. Probably us. I don't
Pol
know,
Pot?
actually. Yeah,
Probably
yeah,
Pol
probably.
Pot. Yeah.
But, I think I'll do that, Pat.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
After my Guinness World
Could
Record.
have a world record.
Yeah.
Something
could
to be
have.
proud of.
Or I may end up.
One of your eyes, you could have blue eyes.
Definitely could happen. No doubt about that. So, speaking of blue eyes, Pete Best, the original drummer for the Beatles, dead or alive?
He's dead.
He's alive.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Pete Best?
I thought he was dead too. I would have sworn he was dead.
Oh, that
too.
was Stu Sutcliffe who died.
But no,
right?
he is 83 and he's still alive, and he has announced his retirement.
Is he pissed that he left? Because they liked him. He was a good
He
drummer.
was with them for a couple
They
years.
liked
There's
him.
pictures of him. Yeah, they liked him, but then they ended
He
up
left
shipping
on
him
his
out.
own, I think.
No, he did not.
Oh,
No,
they
no.
fired him?
The manager and the Beatles, according to the story, the manager and the Beatles said, "Yeah, you got to go. You're out."
Oh, I
and
thought
they brought in Ringo.
I thought they liked him. Huh.
But
All
he,
right.
due to some kind of personal circumstances, he's retiring now.
Oh, no.
I know. He
Oh,
says,
no.
I had a blast. Thank you. He hadn't been playing for a while, but he was one of the things that I found funny reading about the life of Pete Best. In later years, he continued to operate the Casbah, the place where the Beatles got their start, because his mom owned the place. Recently converted it into a Beatles-themed Airbnb, which
wow.
features a room dedicated to every member of the band.
Cool.
Except Ringo.
Oh, really?
That's really funny.
Is one dedicated to him?
That's really funny.
Is there a Pete Best room? That would be interesting to know.
Probably.
Wow. How would you like to get kicked out of the world's most popular band in history?
Wake up every morning.
Right before they hit it big. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, it hurts. More coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Let me start out by telling you about King of Kings, this new movie from Angel Studios. That's the studio behind Sound of Freedom. This new movie, King of Kings, is a father tells his son the greatest story ever told. And what begins as a bedtime story becomes a life-changing journey through vivid imagination. The boy walks alongside Jesus, witnessing his miracles, facing his trials, and understanding his ultimate sacrifice. The King of Kings invites us to rediscover the enduring power of hope, love, and redemption through the eyes of a child. This film has a high-profile cast of voices, too. It includes Oscar Isaac, Pierce Brosnan, Mark Hamill, Kenneth Branagh, Ben Kingsley, Uma Thurman, and Forrest Whitaker, to name just a few. There's also really beautiful animation, and it's the perfect movie to enjoy with your whole family this Easter. Really a great time for your whole family. So I encourage you to go see King of Kings. It's in theaters starting Friday. So get your tickets today at angel.com/unleashed. That's angel.com/unleashed to get your tickets right now.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
And also some tweets from Giblets, from Davy Crockett hunting bears to Sonny Crockett chasing Flair to Jasmine Crockett doing whatever it is she does. Proof the Crockett legacy adapts to any cotton-picking frontier.
Oh, see?
Isn't that cute?
It's cute.
That's adorable.
It's
yeah.
cute.
The Dutch Mermaid, if we do not allow Chinese school and work visas, who's Swalwell going to sleep with? It's a pretty good question. Yeah, you might have to sleep alone. I don't know. Tamara B, would Jeffy have to pay a surcharge at that restaurant? Or you sneak through those little openings to...
Oh, yeah. Thailand.
Yes, he probably would. Critical pathology. If only AI could help Jeffy slim down as much as it has slimmed down the American workforce.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know. We don't fat shame on this program, so I'm pretty sure I'm not understanding this particular tweet. Frank Johnson's alter ego. They've been doing the rat thing for years now. Normally, they aren't heavy enough to set them off. So fat shaming saves rats' lives. See, because they don't weigh as much, and so you make sure that they're fat shamed so they stay slim.
Should I cancel my plans to try to go over there and set a record?
I probably would if I were you. Yeah.
I mean, now you make it sound like
dangerous. It might be dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm sure you'll be fine. Go ahead and give it a shot.
Okay.
I want you in that Guinness book.
I know.
I think we all do.
Really
Jeff
do.
Fisher. We all do.
That. I see now where, according to the New York Post, they're reporting that China hits us with 84% retaliatory tariffs after Trump's sweeping levies go into effect. So it's just 84% retaliatory tariffs from China.
Oh, my gosh.
So they're not giving up.
Jeez.
Not giving up.
Wow. Are they missing the point here? The point
I think they are.
Trying to level the playing field here. That's what we're trying to do. Okay? Not go the other way. Oh,
and playing chicken with President Trump, I don't think is going to help you guys.
No, it's not going to work out well. We'll see.
We'll see.
Who can endure this better?
Somebody has to blink.
Everybody says we're in way better position than China is. I've been seeing that from all kinds of economists. And so I guess we'll find out, right? Because their economy is teetering on the brink.
Right.
And they've done some really stupid things to keep their economy going, like building cities that nobody lives in.
Right.
Just to build.
Have workers.
Just to have workers. Just to spark things. I mean, they built a $100 billion city that no one lives in.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe they don't want to do this, but they're doing it. So we'll see who wins. It's a bad game of chicken.
It sure is.
Jeez. Also, failed Trump, the Trump golf course assassin. Apparently, his name, Ryan Wesley Roth, remember him? Attempted to acquire a rocket launcher from Ukraine just a month before his arrest for allegedly plotting to assassinate President Trump. Prosecutors allege that Routh, who is 58, was communicating through an encrypted messaging app with someone he believed to be a Ukrainian contact with access to military-grade weapons. In one exchange, Routh reportedly requested, "Send me an RPG, a rocket-propelled grenade, or Stinger, and I'll see what we can do. Trump is not good for Ukraine." Wow. He's facing multiple federal charges, including attempted assassination, after he was allegedly spotted pointing a rifle through the fence of Trump's golf club in West Palm Beach on September 15th last year. He didn't fire any shots before leaving the scene. Trump, presidential candidate at the time, was playing golf on the course. He was not harmed, of course. Roth has pleaded not guilty to all charges.
Okay, whatever.
Interesting.
Whatever. They've just arrested a couple other people that were threatening to kill Donald Trump
An elderly guy in Florida was just arrested, making threats to kill President Trump on social media. Police said 73-year-old Glenn DeChico was arrested on Friday on a charge of making written threats to kill after he allegedly posted on Facebook that the president should be assassinated. Police said they were tipped off about the threats and reviewed his post before coordinating the arrest with the United States Secret Service. Federal and local officers interviewed the man and arrested him without incident. He was booked into the Palm Beach County Jail. The probable cause statement said he appeared agitated about politics in the interview and tried to downplay the threats as creative wordplay.
Yeah, it's just something I said.
When asked why he wrote that he would kill the president, he responded, it was just a thought I had.
Yeah. Just
okay. If it was
What are
just
you
a
gonna do?
thought you had, obviously you had to post it on the internet, right? Had to. And creative wordplay. I mean, this is clearly just another example of the government trying to crush people's creative juices.
Thank you.
Bastards. How dare you arrest this man when he's just doing a little creative wordplay and he had a thought? What's he supposed to do with it if he had the thought?
You have to post it on social media.
You must.
You have to.
Yeah, it's the opposite of the rule that you have about the microphone.
It is. It is the opposite.
Because your rule on that is if you have a microphone, that doesn't mean you have to speak.
Correct. If someone puts a microphone in front of you, you don't have to speak.
However, when you have a thought, you must post it. Everybody knows that.
That's a rule.
Right?
That's a rule.
You can't squelch a thought.
I mean, that was the same. I'm sure. Do you have the guy in Texas that they arrested as well? Yeah, because he dared him.
Yes.
I mean, okay.
35-year-old Robert Wilson King in Texas used social media to make threats against President Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Texas Governor Greg Abbott, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, and Republican Rep Marjorie Taylor Greene. Wow. He wrote, I hope he sees this. I'm so serious. I dare you to arrest me. So they did. So they did. He also allegedly said he would shoot agents at ICE who were tipped off about the posts by a person who said he or she had confronted King about his posts, and that King responded that he was willing to kill ICE agents without remorse. Jeez, these people are just sick. ICE are not real cops. They're a secret police force with no real legal authority. Kill them, he wrote in one post. Good golly. He also compared the U.S. to Nazi Germany. And said that the FBI director should be shot and killed. He added in that post, I hope he sees this. I'm so serious. I dare you to arrest me. And again, so they did. And he didn't even have to double dog dare them. Just the initial dare was apparently enough.
Just the initial dare was enough?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That is good. He's also accused of planning to burn a Tesla and shoot people who are trying to enforce their religion upon him.
Okay, so, but
this
he
is a
didn't do
wonderful
it.
guy, obviously.
I was just going to say, that's such a good citizen of Texas.
Yeah. Leave him alone.
Yes.
Let him go home.
He didn't do it, though.
No.
I mean,
you can't make terrorist threats online, though. That's just one area where freedom of speech doesn't cover those particular things.
Even if it's just a thought.
Yeah, even if it's just a thought that you had, and so you posted it online. Yeah, it doesn't cover that. So, yeah.
Okay.
You might not want to
say so.
Maybe you decide, nah, I'm not going to do that. Maybe I'm not going to post these kinds of things online or anywhere else.
Or just write it and then throw it away. Burn it up, get it out of your system if you have to write it.
Frankly, I wouldn't even put it down on paper, but if you have to, I guess that would be the way to do it, is crumple it up and throw it away, or maybe tear it up and throw it away.
Burn it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I were them. No, I'm not going to say that. Never mind.
Okay.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. Exactly.
Just don't do it.
So he faces up to 5 years in prison for the federal charge of convicted, and between 2 to 10 years on a state felony charge of terroristic threats in the third degree. Wow. So, yeah, this is not a good idea. If you're on the left and you're really pissed off right now, not a good idea to start threatening the president.
Why would you do that even here in Texas?
I don't know.
Bro, This is Texas.
I mean, I was pretty pissed off on numerous occasions during the Biden years and never once made a terroristic threat online or offline.
Yeah, but...
No, I never even had the thought. No.
Really?
Really. Really. I had the thought, I really want him out of office, really want him impeached, or really want him to go away.
I want him in jail.
Had all those thoughts.
Damn Biden family out of my face.
Maybe they should all be in prison, but no, nothing beyond that.
I'm your nightmare.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
No doubt about that.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean,
it's amazing how many stories we have just today on it. How much is this happening? A ton. Yeah. Yeah.
All these people on the streets think they can just get away with it.
It's like the Tesla thing. You're pissed off, so you think you're justified in keying someone's vehicle or throwing a Molotov cocktail or trying to destroy a Tesla dealership. I mean, it's just a form of insanity right now.
And it hasn't
It's got
stopped.
mental illness, and it has not stopped.
Because I saw a video, I was going to pull it, but it's the same crap. It's a brick with a swastika on it and a trash bag. I'm like, guys.
Oh, my gosh.
Not cool.
And again, you're going against a Cybertruck. It's bulletproof. So...
Yeah, didn't Elon at one point do a demonstration on that? Where he actually fired a gun at the side of a Cybertruck.
Yep, and Joe Rogan has done it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't even leave a mark, does it?
See, that's the thing. I was worried about they were keying the Teslas. I don't think they were keying the Cybertrucks, though, right?
No, they're keying Teslas.
Yeah.
Yes, and they're trying to destroy the
Cybertruck. It's going to get keyed.
Because even that fat ass on the little moped thing, he just ran into a Cybertruck.
Right. I mean, he did more damage to himself than
damage to him.
And I will say this.
Yeah.
Here in the greater DFW area on the roads that I drive, my Tesla sightings have at least doubled.
Agreed.
And there are more Teslas on the road than ever before.
There was just a story yesterday that conservatives are turning to Teslas for this reason.
Yeah.
It's so people are buying more of them now. People who weren't really inclined to buy an EV before are thinking, you know what, I'm gonna get a Tesla.
Yeah. My dad bought 2. My sister bought 2. I got one last week.
What the hell are you doing?
They're buying 2 at a time.
Are they getting you said money? What's happening?
Yes, we're getting you said money. Yes, because we're brown.
Wow, that's nice.
No doubt.
It's nice. That's really nice. Are they the good, the
Model
6-figure?
3s.
Okay.
Yeah, Model 3s.
All right. So the reasonable price.
They're reasonable
Tesla.
price, yes.
All right.
Oh, well, the you said money got cut in half.
That's different.
Yeah, Doge was after you said.
Wait, that's different.
Now we're not impressed.
On me?
We're not impressed anymore. Yeah. You're buying the downstream Tesla.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, got it. I apologize. I didn't know that was a thing, but
it is.
It's a thing. It's definitely a thing.
I mean, you get to say that you drive a Tesla, but okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Not the real Tesla.
That's why I don't share personal stuff. Right there.
All right. You know what creeps me out is the thought of something living inside me, like a parasite. It's the stuff of nightmares, really. And if it happens, you'd want it out really fast, right? That's why it's one of the reasons we talk about Jace all the time. They just launched a new parasite use case with a 90-day supply of compounded ivermectin, mebendazole. It's the fastest, most affordable way to kick those invaders to the curb without breaking the bank. I love how Jace keeps things really simple, and I love knowing that I can get these meds easily. It'll help you have some peace of mind. Compounded ivermectin plus mebendazole is a hot topic lately, and for good reason. It's a powerhouse combination that tackles parasites inside and out. I like that Jace makes it personal. They review your order with experts to ensure that it's right for you. It's like having a backup plan for your peace of mind. So go to jace.com and get your own parasite use case. Use the promo code PAT, that's PAT, at checkout for a discount. It's definitely worth the worry-free feeling. Jace.com, JASE.com.
Pat Gray will return after this.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is going to primary John Cornyn. He announced yesterday.
Good.
Finally, somebody's going to challenge John Cornyn.
Yes.
Paxton made the announcement as a guest on the Ingram Angle show. He says he's turned his back on President Trump and the America First agenda time after time. That's true enough. So we've got the announcement, I think, right? And it went a little something like this.
Attorney General, you have a big announcement, I understand, you want to make tonight.
He looks excited about it.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm excited to be on your show to do this. It's a great place to do it. I'm announcing that I'm running for U.S. Senate against John Cornyn, who apparently is running again for his 5th term, which would put him there 3 decades. It's definitely time for a change in Texas. We have another great U.S. Senator, Ted Cruz, and it's time we have another great senator that will actually stand up and fight for Republican values, fight for the values of the people of Texas, and also support Donald Trump, in the areas that he's focused on in a very significant way. And that's what I plan on doing. And I hope that people will go to my website and look at what we're doing at kenpaxton.com and obviously contribute as well.
Okay. I like it. Although, when you're set up like this, when the host says to you, hey, Ken, what is the big announcement you have to make? Please don't backtrack and go back to, well, first of all, good Lord, thank you for having me on your show. It's a great show.
He was fine. She set it up, though, where then as he started making the announcement, I think her producers were like, hey, how about a smile? How about a smile? Because she did not set it up with excitement that it was...
No, but still,
was there.
Don't backtrack. Just answer the question. All right? She's already introduced you. You don't have to go back like that.
He's a busy man. He's a busy man. He's got a lot of things on his mind.
She's a busy host. Just answer the question. I hate that. I hate it.
And that happens.
They do it
all the time.
A huge introduction,
all the time.
Set you up for the answer, and
Just
then,
give
well,
it.
first of all, no, first of all, answer the question.
Just get to it.
Wow.
Get to it.
I didn't know this was...
I'm just speaking on behalf of all hosts. Please don't do that.
Amen.
Okay?
Amen.
We all hate it. I'm not the only one. Nobody else will say it, but it's true. Nobody likes that.
And
don't.
To all phone and guest screeners, be sure to focus on, look, when
just
the
answer the
host
question.
goes to you,
yes.
Get to your point.
Yes.
You don't need to say hello. You don't need to say great to be with you. Good morning. Any of that.
Right. Just get to it.
Our host is really happy that you're going to be on the show. No need for you to thank her.
Don't have to thank him for being on the show. Yeah, so that might be a failure on the part of the producer.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That talked to Paxton in the first place.
Lay the groundwork.
Just,
get to it.
Get to it. Laura's going to welcome you. You don't have to go back and welcome her to her own show. You don't have to thank her for having you on.
Just say
the question.
You're here to say.
Well, first of all, I'm excited to be on your show to do this. It's a great place to do it.
Okay. Get off my show. That's what she should have said.
Wow.
Okay, stop right there.
We're done.
Get off the show.
We're not doing the important, which is what we need to start doing. I mean, if you want to tie it into our bingo winners, well, that's what we need to start having. Get to it.
Oh, man.
If you get hung up on, that means you didn't immediately say bingo.
That's
right.
That's true. This week, we'll try that out. If your first words are not B-I-N-G-O or bingo,
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, there's a rule. Okay,
the rule is set.
You've been warned. We don't want any
to it.
Hi, Pat.
Nope.
How are you
I'm
doing?
hanging up on you.
First of all, how's your day going?
Let's go to
so far.
That first.
Nope. Bye-bye.
Dial tone.
Oh, I'm so ready.
Just cut the satellite feed. And that's
bingo.
what the Ingram angle or the angle of Ingram or whatever the hell that show is. That's what they need to do.
That's what they need to do.
Thanks. I appreciate you having. Oh, we lost the satellite feed. Look at that.
Bye-bye.
It just went blurry.
Guess you're going to have to make that announcement somewhere
Ken
else.
was going to tell us something, but we don't know what. Okay, moving on.
Well, first of all, I'm excited to be on your show to do this. It's a great
sorry.
place.
All right, back to tariffs. Here's a little tariff talk.
I mean, Cornyn needs to go. There's no question.
Yes.
So I'm happy that Ken's
but not
primary.
bad enough to where you can screw up the show
There's
by
rules.
saying, first of all.
There's a process.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
got to follow the process.
I bet the Ken Paxton campaign is loving.
I bet they are.
Loving this coverage.
Yeah.
No, we're happy. I'm happy for him that he's
I
running
am too.
against
I want him to
John
win.
Cornyn.
I want him
know.
to win. Yes.
I want him to
But
win.
we need to rethink the way we're doing this.
But if and when we have him on the
Well,
show,
first of
he
all, I'm
better
excited
not
to be on your show.
backtrack like that. He better not, because he'll be hung up on.
Because I am going
what
to
if
reach
he's
out
sitting
to them.
right here? We could have Ken in the studio.
And we'll kick him out of the studio.
We're done, Ken.
Yeah, they're done.
Get out,
with you.
don't
We're done. You had your
backtrack.
chance. Now it's over. Bye-bye. All right. We got some tweets, though, to share. Paco D tweets creative wordplay, from the guy threatening the president. Don't horn in on Jasmine Crockett's gig. Oh, is that what that's supposed to be? Creative wordplay from Jasmine?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fat Lump of Goo tweets Jeffy quote, when you have a microphone in front of you, you don't have to speak. But when you have a spoon in front of you, you do have to eat.
I mean,
fortunately, that's not what you think it is, because they know we don't tolerate fat shaming on
okay.
this show. So that's not what that
I'm
is.
headed in that direction.
Yeah. I think they're just saying that, when you have a spoon in front of you and you're really hungry, everybody has to eat, not just you, right? Isn't that what
Sure.
you take from that?
Sure.
That's what I take from that.
Sure. Is it, though?
It is.
Yeah, okay.
Sarah Barra tweets, so you mean you can dare our officials to arrest you without it being a double dog dare, and they will? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Isn't
a new
that
sheriff in town.
Yeah.
And I believe, absolutely, we touched on it, but even with the sheriff that we didn't like, you can't be doing that. What have you been doing?
No.
You're threatening the president of the United
Can't
States.
do it.
Stop it.
I don't care who's in office. You can't do
Stop
it.
it.
Although, if it had been Biden in office and they were threatening Trump,
Which they did.
a
Yes.
lot of those people weren't arrested.
No, that's correct.
So it shouldn't make a difference, but apparently it does. More coming up in just a sec. Hang in.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
A couple of tweets here. Misspoke. Tweets, I think Chris probably bought the Tesla Model with batteries sold separately. Is that what you bought? You bought like the $2
the
Tesla
Flintstone
Model
car?
Yes. You guys got that right.
All right, good. And from Giblets, in Pat's world, announcing a political campaign is a lot like being a bingo winner. Yes!
It
It's
should
exactly
be.
like
Yes.
that. Except for the fact that they're really separate here. Okay?
The point of it.
But the point of it is, don't spoil the momentum of the show. When Laura says, hey, Ken Paxton, Attorney General of Texas, has a big announcement.
You have a big announcement for
You
us
just
tonight.
set it all up. Well, yeah, first of all, Laura, thanks for having me on your... No! No!
So that's the point. That's
What's
the
your
bigger
announcement?
point. When you show up on television shows, when you phone call radio stations or TV stations, and
Get to
it could be the producer's problem,
Yes.
the phone screener and the producer problem,
Right.
But you need to get to your point.
Get to your point.
And we've all
Whether
done
it's
it.
bingo, and that's just you scream bingo, or whether it's, you got an announcement to make, Ken?
Make the announcement.
Yes, I'm running for Senate. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You have to match the energy, too. You can't be low energy.
In fact, Laura was pretty low in energy.
That's what
right
I'm saying.
there.
She was.
He should have picked up the energy.
Yes.
I just watched the clip again on the big screen outside of the studios here, and without the audio, but you can see. I loved seeing the beginning of the interview, and you can see when the producer's in Laura's ear going, "Hey, how about a little bit of smile? He's making an announcement for a Senate."
Mm-hmm.
Attorney General, you have a big announcement, I understand, you want to make tonight. What is it?
How about a little smile?
I'm excited to be on your show to do this. It's a great place to do it.
Yeah.
I'm announcing that I'm running for U.S. Senate.
Okay, I'm not interested now, Ken. Sorry.
No,
Just not interested.
it's already done. She set you up. Get to it.
Oh, man. All right. Anyway, without any further ado, let's go to Debbie in Vermont. Hey, Debbie, you're on the Blaze.
Good morning. First, I'd like to thank you for
All right, hang up.
Dial tone. Sorry. Thank you. That's the point.
That's the point.
We told you guys.
Told you. Bye-bye.
We told you guys. It's bingo.
Sorry, Debbie.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
No, it's really not.
I wanted to talk to Debbie about life in Vermont, too. I love Vermont.
Did you? Do you?
I love Vermont.
Yeah. Well, in the fall, it's very beautiful. And I'm sure Debbie will enjoy that instead of the fabulous prize package that we had lined up for her.
It's a shame that she's not going to win, though. What does she get?
Right. She was going to get $30 worth of merchandise from PatGrayShop.com and a dozen cookies from Kexi.com. So,
that's a
pretty sweet deal.
Sweet prize.
I mean, literally sweet prize.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a special moon going on right now.
It's a pink moon.
I don't know. Is it close to us? Is it?
It was a pretty moon this morning. I'll say
big.
that.
It looked really big and bright. It's only 12 miles away from the planet right now. It's usually like 240,000.
It's only 12.
It's 12 miles away from us right now.
This weekend is supposed to be the first big full moon of the spring.
Right.
And it's according to the Old Farmer's Almanac, it's the pink moon. And so that's why it's so bright in the sky. It's pink and beautiful this morning.
Yeah, except it's not pink. It's incredibly white.
It represents
and
the
bright.
return of life and the resurgence of nature after winter's dormancy.
But there's nothing pink about it.
That's why it's a pink moon. That's why it's pink. It's beautiful.
I don't understand why. Why do you call it a pink moon when it doesn't turn pink?
And I love this story so much because it tells you about the pink moon in the Old Farmer's Almanac. Then at the end of the story, it says, the moon doesn't actually turn pink.
Why do you call it that? Don't get me thinking it's going to be a pink moon and then tell me at the end it's not a pink moon.
It's not going to be pink, but look at it anyway.
Farmer's Almanac has a lot of weird stuff like that. You know. It's like the blood red moon. Really isn't blood red. Never red.
Never red.
Nope. And maybe at the end it will be. I don't know. But it hasn't been so far. All right. Did you know that oil prices just hit a 4-year low? We just talked about this earlier. I just paid more. Like 50 cents
this week we
per
paid
gallon
a lot
more than I had been paying. And yet oil prices are dropping sharply to a 4-year low as signs of a rapidly escalating U.S.-China trade war raise significant concerns about a potential recession and weakened demand. Oil resumed its downward trajectory after experiencing a brief respite in the previous session as traders hoped that President Trump would make concessions in his tariff agenda to facilitate negotiations, especially with China. But on Tuesday evening, President Trump signed an executive order increasing his planned tariffs on China by 50%. Well, that's because they raised
and they blasted
ours,
back
right?
today, right? They blasted
84?
back today. Yeah.
Was it? Oof. I mean, we don't sell anything in China anyway, really. Movies.
No, it affects us more than it's going to affect them.
As far as Chinese products, because everything Walmart sells comes from China. Just about everything in that store is manufactured in China.
They waited, and we've talked about it before. But when the old man was alive, Sam Walton, he was his deal was made in America.
Yeah,
USA, made in America.
Yeah.
As soon as he died, the family was like, we could make a lot more money.
Yeah.
If we just start getting stuff from China, and they did.
If that Walmart fortune wasn't split, I think 7 ways. They would far outstrip Elon Musk's fortune.
Oh yeah, but
the Walton family.
They're not.
They do okay. Yeah, I'm not saying that they're paupers by any stretch. They're not living in double wides.
$5 billion.
No, it's more like $70 billion.
Yeah, I know.
Each.
I know.
Yeah, it's
$5 billion are the kids.
Yeah,
the kids. I know.
That's
pretty sweet.
Quite a fortune that he built.
And wherever they separate family, wherever the daughters and the kids live, they're always the richest people in the.
It exploded in my lifetime.
Yeah,
there was a time when Walmart wasn't even available in the North.
I mean,
they didn't have any.
I remember sitting on my grandfather's lap looking at Sam Walton commercials. And
really
driving his pickup truck,
sitting on your grandfather's lap.
Yeah. He used to tell me the stories.
Yeah, I'll bet. Okay. Wow, you really are young, aren't you?
Yeah.
Just
I
a
found out
spring
yesterday where
chicken.
Chris is the oldest one here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because he was born clear back in '89.
Yeah, you guys were born 2003, if I remember correctly.
You do. You remember correctly. Congratulations on that. El Salvador has said they're going to take as many illegals as we want to send them and stick them right directly in that mega max prison. Following a successful federal raid in Phoenix on Tuesday, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem revealed that tens of thousands more criminal migrants are likely to be sent to El Salvador's CCOT prison. She said, "You'll see us continuing to partner with El Salvador. CCOT has the capacity for 40,000 individuals."
Wow.
And
He's ready to take them.
President Bukele has said they'll take as many as we want to send. Wow.
That's amazing.
40,000. There's only 14,000 there now. So we got a long way to go. We got 26,000 more that we can send to him and put him directly in prison.
What's he going to do if he actually has some criminals to pick up?
Put him somewhere else.
Yeah,
put him somewhere else. There are plans to build another prison right next to it. Yes.
There you go.
So they're going to do that. They are Isn't that weird? They're going to do that. Wow. The prison is notorious for its strict conditions and mass incarceration of gang members. And it was built specifically by Bukele to dismantle El Salvador's powerful criminal organizations. And they seem to be doing a pretty good job of that there. So that's just going to continue. Wow. Also, we're finding out about yet another Joe Biden cover-up. Troops may have contracted COVID while they were in Wuhan in October of 2019. 7 American troops were there and got COVID-19, and we've been keeping it from the public.
I don't think they were the only
years.
ones, to be honest with you.
I'll bet they're not.
Because if you remember way back then, and again, this is rehashing the COVID story, but it's important because we were lied to.
Repeatedly.
Actually continue to be lied to about it. But,
right.
I remember talking to medical professionals about people getting sick, which they were diagnosing as the flu, but the medications were not doing what they normally do. So it was like, well, we don't know what it is. It's just you have to ride it out. And they believe now, and this was 2 or 3 years ago then, that
it was COVID.
That it was COVID. They just didn't know what it was.
Unreal.
And that was in 19.
Yeah. And especially late 2019.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when it was really kicking off in China. And so...
Yeah, I mean, that's when we got wind of it, absolutely. Yeah. But I'm talking about, prior to that. Throughout that entire year, actually.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just...
And they just keep lying to us.
Correct.
Keep lying to us. They lied to us about that, and they lied to us the entire time about Joe Biden's mental capacity. Over and over and over. And man, are we finding out about that from these new books?
Yes, we are.
One of them is Fight Inside the Wildest Battle for the White House by Jonathan Allen and Amy Parnes. That came out earlier this month. And then there's Uncharted, How Trump Beat Biden, Harris, and the Odds in the Wildest Campaign in History. So there's a couple of these books that are out right now. And we talked about Ron Klain in one of them. Ron Klain, who was the chief of staff for Joe Biden. What was he saying then? He was saying Biden is perfectly fine. He was sharp as a tack.
For sure, that's right.
He was great in every way. He was capable of another 4 years.
Interns couldn't keep up with him.
Right. And what's he saying now? Yeah, he was in real trouble. He didn't even understand what was going on half the time. And at that debate, he didn't even understand the questions or the answers that Trump was giving. He didn't get it. Incredible!
Yeah, I mean, he went to remember we had the story of, and I thought it was at Camp David, but it was at some friend's house where they put tape down, loosened tape down on the floor so he'd know
so he knew
where to walk.
Yeah,
I think that's a good idea, but
Jeez.
My president don't need no tape on the ground.
So if your president don't need no tape, that must mean your president does need some tape?
No, now you're messing with my mental, and don't do that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he is messing with my mental. Thank
I
you.
didn't mean to mess with your mental. That's not good. Another longtime Biden advisor, Mike Donnellan, is mentioned in these books. He swears he never saw the president mentally diminished.
Uh-huh.
It sounds absurd because it is. Few people interacted with Biden more than Donnellan. He was among the small group of advisors who, according to Allen and Parnes, formed a cocoon around Biden that tightened and hardened with each passing month.
I bet.
Why? Because they saw his decline. He attended the same debate sessions that had startled Klain. The most charitable explanation is that Donnellan and others in Biden's inner circle believed what they wanted to believe out of a desire to cling to power. They said that Donnellan was indeed desperate to maintain his White House perks. Nobody walks away from this.
Absolutely.
Donnellan said.
I mean, that's Jill Biden, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
They all were latched onto that.
No one walks away from the house, the plane, the helicopter. Wow. All of the people around him, they're my friends, but for a lot of them, this was job security, and this was as good a job as they're ever gonna get.
Yeah.
Is what Donnellan had to say about this, and that's why he continually lied through his teeth about the condition that the president was in. Jamal Simmons, while serving as Kamala Harris's communications director in 2023, developed an entire messaging plan to prepare for the possibility that Biden could die in office. He compiled a spreadsheet of federal judges and their place of residence that Simmons carried with him while traveling with Harris. The goal was to be able to get Harris sworn in as president as quickly as possible in the event of Biden's demise. Anything can happen to any president, Simmons thought, but the likelihood of Biden dying is greater. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because he's old as the hills. Then they talk about Barack Obama, who was shocked but not surprised when Biden bragged about finally beating Medicare on the debate stage. He beat Medicare. Remember that? When I finally beat Medicare.
Anyway.
Well, anyway, I've said too much. Obama knew from experience how the job aged a man, and he could see the effects when he watched Biden on television and in their rare joint appearances. Well, he had to lead him off stage.
Thank you.
He had to help him down 2 little teeny stairs from the stage to the floor.
Oh, that was at the debate, right? Yeah. Yes, where they had to, he had to barely made it off of that.
Right.
But then they did the California thing with Clooney. And, he was froze on stage. Barack had to guide him off.
Right.
And we were told that we were the ones that were we didn't see what we
Conspiracy
saw.
theory.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
The president walked off the stage.
And there's talk that rather than do it himself, Biden enlisted Clooney's help in talking about how badly off Biden was. You remember Clooney spoke up and said,
yes.
Wow, he's changed a lot since I was hanging with him last.
Yeah.
A lot.
He raised a lot of money for him.
Yeah.
George.
Yeah. All the Hollywood elite did. They raised hundreds of millions of dollars for him. And they knew he was declining because they were with him.
But they didn't care because they hated Trump.
They didn't care.
Because it was all because they hate Trump.
Oh, man. It's just, again, it's despicable to the point of treason.
And then they tried to stick us with Kamala and that dude from Minnesota.
Which they all hated, both of them.
Right.
And they knew they were terrible candidates.
It's because she was a DEI hire from the very beginning.
Yep. And they couldn't jettison her because of that.
Because of that.
You don't think they wanted to have a primary to find somebody who could maybe, I don't know, speak a sentence? Yeah, I think they probably did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether that was Newsom, and I don't know that they wanted anything to do with him either. Again, the Democrat bench is so bad that who are you going to turn to?
I mean, that's why you ended up with what's his face from Minnesota, right, as her running mate.
Waltz.
Who you got to turn to?
And they didn't want a Jewish person, and that's why they jettisoned what's his face from Pennsylvania.
Right.
So they're in tough shape. That's why that's why you're getting the talk of Stephen A. Smith, because their bench is so shallow. They've got nobody.
I mean, now the
that they
face
think
is
can
Jasmine
win.
Crockett.
Oh my gosh! And there's no way she could win.
So who do you got? AOC?
AOC, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, she's just a lowly congressperson, right? So she's got to beat, and she's going to have to take down Chuck.
Who was the? I mean,
she's going to have to take down Schumer and be a senator from New York.
Yeah, she will.
She runs for president. Yeah, she'll do that.
Because I can't think who was the last representative, the last member of the House to win the presidency.
Ooh,
man, you got to go back a ways. Was it
Adams? I don't know.
I don't know, but it's been a long time. So they've got nobody. And again, that's why you're turning to a guy on ESPN.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith. I mean, who are you going to get? Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters aren't going to answer. They're not going to answer.
They're not going to do it.
So. All right. So now we've got Brian in Tennessee on the line. Hey, Brian, welcome.
Hey, bingo.
Man.
That was, I mean, okay. All right.
Wow.
We'll accept that. Yeah,
he's lucky. I mean,
there was a hay first.
There was a hay first. He's lucky I already hung up on somebody today.
Brian, Pat's being nicer than I would be. I'll tell you that.
What a surprise! I mean, you could say that in every single
scenario.
All right, Brian, tell us where your bingo occurred.
It was diagonal, top right, how old, where do you win?
Okay.
And then boys have a.
Yes.
And then right there, shotgun, and you got me.
Nice. You were really paying attention to get that right there, because that was
in the Ken Paxton stuff.
That was just kind of thrown in there accidentally, really. It wasn't even cognizant of that. All right.
That's why bingo was created.
Right. Exactly right. So, Brian, did we get you set up with the $30 worth of merch and the Kexi cookies and all of that? Got your address and whatever else we need?
Yes, you did.
Your social security number. We're going to change your long distance service without your authorization, and get you into a new cell phone.
It won't matter. It's going to be cheaper for you anyway.
Yeah, it's good. It's the new Blaze plan. You're going to love it. All right, Brian, thanks a lot. Appreciate your listening. So we got more where that came from. We'll do that again next week. Let me tell you about Birch Gold. Tariffs have kind of thrown the global economy into a bit of chaos right now. Potential widespread inflation tied to massive supply chain disruptions. It's weighing heavily on all of us, but there is a silver lining that most people missed. President Trump specifically exempted gold and silver bullion from these sweeping tariffs. While these new policies are triggering significant financial chaos, the administration preserved your ability to diversify into precious metals, because President Trump loves gold. We've seen that in the White House, haven't we? We've seen that in the Oval Office.
Yes, we have.
It's all gold. All of it.
Yes, we have.
If you're concerned about your savings, let me encourage you to have a free consultation with a Birch Gold precious metal specialist. The first step is to just text Pat to 989898, and they'll send you a free, no-obligation info kit on gold. Then you'll learn how to hold gold and silver in a tax-sheltered account. Birch Gold will help you convert an existing IRA or a 401k into a gold IRA for no money out of pocket. Now, look, what is happening to your 401k right now? If it's like mine, it's nothing good, right? So diversify into a gold IRA. They've got a AAA rating from the Better Business Bureau. Thousands of thankful customers. Just text my name to Pat, Pat, to the number 989898. Again, text Pat to 989898 and claim your free info kit on gold right now.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
I mean, we also have some kind of sad news today, I think, is that, the head of the IRS is resigning.
Is that sad? Yeah.
Melanie Cross is resigning after a deal was made to share immigrants' tax data with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and she didn't want to do that. And she's the acting head, so she's stepping down.
Oh, wow.
So they don't have a leader right now.
No, that's too bad.
I mean, they've gone through how many, 1, 2, or 3 leaders since Trump became president.
The
right?
IRS has?
Yeah. Because as soon as Trump became president, the guy that was in charge left. And then another head person left, and now this one left. So, man, I am
that's
bummed.
Wow.
Because apparently audit rates are way down.
Oh, no. The audit rates are down?
Yep. And
that's a darn shame.
They've only cut 20% of the 95,000 person workforce. So, Doge, get to work because you need to cut some more.
Does the 95,000 number include the 87,000 they just added a couple years ago?
Doge is planning on cutting 18,000 plus, which would apparently, to these experts, cost the government billions of lost tax revenue.
Also, Caroline Levitt said yesterday that there's some kind of massive Doge discovery that they just made, but she hasn't.
No, everybody's
they
saying
haven't
it's
told
some
us
big
what
piece
it
of
is,
fraud.
right?
Yeah, but they don't know what they haven't teased us.
When are we going to find that out? I want to know about that.
Yeah, I mean, she
Why
said
is
she
it
didn't want to
secret?
get ahead of the president, so he'll tell us.
Today?
I don't know.
I hope. Well, we'll keep an eye on that and let you know when we find out. Meantime, we've got overtime coming up and then back here tomorrow morning. See you then.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.